So.
And it wasn't just us. I know my wife was glued to it too. She'd like text me during the day, "Did you see? It moved," you know, all the time. So,
It is still fun to do that when you launch a new version or a new app.
yeah.
But
So I'm going to talk a little bit about, like Boyd said, we had no indication of what was going on. And suddenly we were still working 2 full-time jobs, only instead of coming home and at 6 o'clock writing code, we had to start answering support email. And so from 6 to 9, 3 hours, 2 of us would just sit there and work and answer email after email. And you'd think, okay, it's all cleared out, and then we think, you know, tomorrow will be easier because they're all gone. And you'd come home from work, and it was just as full the next day. And you're just like, oh, it never ends. The greatest day was when we hired a support guy, and we just said, here, answer those. We need to write code, and we didn't have to do it anymore. So it was great. But let me explain this chart a little bit. July 11th was when the App Store opened, and then August 12th was the day that we got our first report. And it was, there was some meteor shower or something going on. I don't know what it was.
Somebody told me there was something.
So Boyd gets up and he goes outside and takes a look at this thing. And while he's out there, of course, he pulls up his phone and he sees that we got an email from Apple, and it's our financial report.
And this was at 4 a.m.
So he holds off, fortunately, until 6 o'clock before he calls me. And of course, we'd been up all night coding and answering email like we do every night. And so 6 o'clock, my phone rings, you know, and I answer it. What? Because I see it's Boyd, and he says, "We're quitting our jobs today." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "We got the financial report in." So I wake up my wife and say, "Hey, we got the financial report. We got to go in and look at this and download it." So we go in and download this report, and it's this huge spreadsheet that's so complicated. I mean, I know what they are now, but at the time we'd never seen a report. We didn't even know what was on it, and we opened it up, and there's just numbers everywhere because they tell you every little thing. You know, you sold 10 copies in Mexico and this and that, and it's just, I mean, it's just full of numbers. And finally, I you know, after looking at it both my wife and I are looking through this, I finally figure out, and there's a number on there, and I'm like, I think that is our sales number right there. Because you know, it was at the bottom, and it seemed to be the one that added up the right thing for the value and everything. And my wife's comment was, "Oh no, they've made a mistake. They sent you the entire App Store's report. That is not yours."
You're making it sound like incredible, which
Yeah.
it was, but it's not that good.
It wasn't like, you know, we don't ever have to work, and hey, we're, you know,
Time to buy an island.
Yeah, but it was more than what we expected. I mean, we saw that and we were just like, really? You know, and so we both decided, I'll tell you what it was, is it was enough to support the company going for some time. In fact, the report in August, I think it was, I don't know if this is exactly right, but it was enough to support us for several months. Without, even if we never earned another dime, we knew we could at least go for several months and we'd be good, and we knew we'd have more income during that. So we convinced our wives, hey, we're going to quit our jobs. And let me tell you, to convince my wife of that, she's the type that you go work for a company your whole life, retire, get the gold watch, and live on pension, right? That was her idea of what a successful, you know, business person was. So to get her to be convinced was amazing, and she bought off on it though. So, and she's glad she did now. But anyway, so August 12th, we went into work, and I don't recommend you do this, but we really didn't have a choice because we were just shut. You know, we were so tired. We were working 2 full-time jobs, and to think we're going to go into work and give these guys 2 weeks more of this just because, you know, it's our duty or whatever, we just said, no, we can't do that. And so we walked in, and on that day, we walked in and said, by the way, today is my last day. I'm not coming back in. You know, and of course, they're like, what? So it was an awesome day.
Calvin had an awesome day. I had a not so awesome day because my boss wanted to know everything about everything.
Yeah.